Welcome to 7 Words to Success. My name is Professor Paul R. Friesen, a pastor, teacher, professor of English, and sometimes with business. This was a short presentation I made for business students wanting to learn how to be successful in their interviews. But it's not only interviews in this one. We want to think about all the other relationships and how to have success in all relationships, not just an interview, but also in your job, in your family, and in your friends. I've chosen seven different words that go together. Now I want you to stop here, write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and put them in order. Now, if you put them in order, see how they connect with the way I did it, because they are all connected. All of them are connected and follow each other. They are not just random words, but rather connected words, and connection is our key word in this presentation. I start with emotion, and then impact, memory, action, failure, success, and growth. I start with emotion because emotion is the key to all the rest. And growth is what we want. We want to grow in our relationship, grow stronger in our faith, grow stronger in our business, grow stronger in our relationship with family, grow stronger in everything we do. We want to have more confidence. And so many people lack the confidence. And it's so easy. Emotion, being the first one, is centered on any presentation, conversation, interview, and is the power behind any relationship. Your reaction, plus or minus, positive or negative, is the battery power to everything following. If you react negatively, you say things that you don't want to say. And then you go around and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." You don't need to apologize. You just learn to control your emotions. Keep control. Some people, they want to run away. When they get hurt, criticism comes their way, they want to run away. They want to give up. That impacts everything. So, we need to think about emotion as the power of everything we do. Everything we're connected to is the power. And whether you're a teacher, a salesperson, or friend, emotional connection will, can you fill in the blank? Fill in the blank. What is it? Impact the other person. Impact the situation. Impact everything around you, whatever it is. If you have a person whom you trust, admire, or highly respect, ask yourself why. Why do you trust, respect, admire that person? It's because at one point they connected emotionally with you in a positive or negative form. Maybe they criticized you very badly and you got very angry. Or maybe it was a celebration, or maybe an award and you were so excited. That point sticks in your mind and you spend a lot of time, and it's not just a point anymore. It's a growing area, and that's what you want to do. You want to grow some of these areas. Not just grow in riches, not just grow in how many, but rather grow in your control of your emotions so that you can move and change your life. This connection impacted you and it made a point. Just a point. We talk about points, but there are many small points, but you can't forget that one. It just remains. And as you think about it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it created a positive, what? Can you fill in the blank? It created a positive memory. That memory you will keep forever. I have so many memories from way past. And sometimes even the fresh ones that I get every day or every week. I think about them, and my connection to them is through my emotion. My emotion creates how much time I spend on the positive or negative ideas. Each point is a little piece of my mind, and it will grow or shrink according to how much time I spend on it. Emotional connections impact the other person, creating a memory, positive or negative, and imagine everything you do, everything, absolutely everything, impacts someone even if you cannot see it in the short term. You react, and that emotional connection to a situation will come back in the next situation, and you have to choose what emotion you share. So in the short term, maybe you have a little control, but in the long term, your friends will be longer, or they will run away. Maybe you will lose your job, or maybe you will get a raise or a promotion. Everything impacts, but not always today. And we kind of forget about that today, because we think very short term, when sometimes what we do, if it's negative, will come back to haunt us later. If that hasn't happened to you yet, it has to me. And that connection and the memory is very important. I even forget some of these things that I did in the past, but it impacted somebody who told somebody else about me negatively. So the impact of the memory is very long. You need to create a memory point in the other person that will, can you fill in the blank? That they will act on. Creating a memory point is nice, but if it stays small, nobody's going to act. Because a small point of memory doesn't really move anything around it. It has to grow into bigger, and when it gets bigger, it will move. And so memory has to be something they act on. So we talk about action. Creating a memory is the impetus to motivate positive or negative. If the action, if the memory has been impacted to a larger scale, it will cause change. It will force change, positive or negative. We don't think about it that way, but when there's an impact, something moves. The car that goes down the hill a little bit and bumps just kind of a kiss on the other car may not move the other car, because the other car is very secure. But it will move the driver of the first car to do something different the next time they park their car. It's more than instinct. Just as someone who has been in an accident or spilled coffee on their leg. I've spilled hot coffee on my leg, and I'm very careful how I handle my coffee when I'm moving, because it's not comfortable. It has impacted me long term. If you connect emotionally, the impact will create the memory. If the impact is strong enough, the memory will create an action. If you have an interview, prospects for a job will be higher if that connection is strong enough to create an action. The key is understanding everything you do will create a reaction. Even, can you fill it out? Can you fill it? Even failure. In an interview, the competition is high. Not even getting the job on the first try is often considered a failure. So you failed. It's not the end of the world. It's your reaction to the failure that is most important. That emotional connection to the failure. If the reaction to something you do has a negative reaction, or people criticize the idea harshly, you feel like a failure. And hey, believe me, I've felt like a failure lots of times. and you want to give up. But this seemingly failure is a stepping stone to what? Failure is a stepping stone to success. If you don't fail, it's hard to say you're a success. How do you know if you're a success if you haven't failed? You get up and do it again. To be successful in relationships and interviews, you need to keep this goal in mind. Every failure means the original plan needs to be reworked. Success is around the corner. Now, sometimes I take my corners pretty long. So success is around the corner doesn't mean that it's going to be instant. But failure, if you look at it, that is just needing to be reworked, allows you to go back, fix the problems, and success will get closer with every failure. And from every failure or success, you will find what? Can you fill in blank? What's the last one? Growth. Personal growth is what life is all about. All relationships are dependent on the previous words. And you can review them to discern where the problem is. You can do better. We'll do better. And you will grow in confidence to achieve your dream. Another resource, if you need a little bit more encouragement or you want some more time, you need some more direction, is the book course idea that I designed, Finding Your True North. You can find it on the internet. And this course is reflective and designed to be done individually. You're searching for that calling. And there's a web page and downloadable book, so you can download it, you can do it, work through it. The URLs are there, lots of links and helps and books. You can do it. You can be success. Those 7 words, they are all linked, and they start with emotion and they end with growth. Keep growing. Start growing. Continue to grow. It's not like it's hard if you learn to control your emotion and understand how it affects your life, every facet, everything you do. Often challenging the words we speak will also change our confidence. Watch for the 11 words for improved communication. 11 words to change your communication, to change your failures to success, to change your insecurity to security and confidence. If this is on the YouTube, just subscribe to it, and when I put the next one up, the 11 words, you will receive notice. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Everything is worth trying. So why not try it? Expand, grow your life.